Lovely new jerseys for New York. Look at those swanky hoops that they have there. This is the New York team warming up for the game in the Electric Ireland Corner McLean Cup semi-final. They are defending the trophy. They won the Shield 2 years ago. They won the competition outright last year. Great progress, or steady progress, over the last couple of years by New York, and they're back here to defend their title at Karen's O'Rahilly's in Tralee. So that's where we are, and they are the jerseys that they are wearing. That's Joey Grace, number 15. And yeah, they are nice jerseys, aren't they? Last year they were more sort of squares, mainly white, I think it was, with navy across the top, if you know what I mean. But those are nice jerseys for New York, and they are looking good for the defence of their title. If we swing out to the middle of the field, you'll see the captains out there, and their captain is Peter Cronin from the St. Barnabas Club in New York. He has Mallow background as well. A few relatives from Mallow came to the final last year to support him. He wasn't the captain last year, but they did call him the leader. They called him the leader Peter, or Peter the leader, and now he is the leader officially. He is the captain, and he is out there with the referee Padraig O'Sullivan, who's from Ferries in Cork, and the captain on the other team, as you see there, still with the tracksuit bottoms on, is Cian O'Brien from Devonish, and it is a lot of Fermanagh lads here, 13 in the starting 15, so it's basically Fermanagh against New York, with a couple of Tyrone men thrown in here and there, but lots of different backgrounds for New York, as we will discover in a second. First, the toss is being taken there, and Peter has won it and is deciding to play from left to right, so they're going to swing around. And not really much difference though. There's no breeze here this morning, and the ground looks good as well. We're delighted to be here in Tralee with the game live and free on YouTube. 9 o'clock in the morning, of course, New York time. We'd love to hear from you on the YouTube there. Leave a message there in the live chat and we'll pick that up. It's the New York Collegiate team. 3,000 miles they have travelled to be here in County Kerry for this game to defend their title. But there has been a growing momentum over the years, from CYC to this level. Fela, of course, as well, and development officers, Simon Gillespie, Mickey Quigg, and people like that there. It's been building and building. Slow progress, but very definitely progress, and they're getting better every year. It has to be slow. There's no point being it just an overnight thing. This has been building for New York, and having said all that, they are up against a team here from Southwest who are intent on revenge, because they lost the semi-final last year, and just seeing them warm up, it looks like they're intent on revenge. Let's look at the teams then. Let's start with New York. A few changes obviously from last year. The manager of this team is Robert Corridan. Last year it was Paddy Mulvihill, and Robert's son Ryan, or rather Luke, is at number 4. Just to distinguish there, the goalkeeper is Ryan Corrigan from Shannon Gales. He was the goalkeeper last year as well. Luke Corridan from Shannon Gales is number 4. Then you have Daniel Sheehan, and he surely is the most improved player in the panel. He was a panellist last year. He's come in now and he's taken the full-back position and made it his own. Fintan Corbett at number 6 was player of the match in the final last year. He's from Shannon Gales as well. In the middle of the field, Garrod Kennedy, he's St. Barnabas. Pat Burke is Rockland. And watch out for Brian Coughlin, he's the goal machine from Rockland. And lots of other good forwards in there as well. And Emmett Loughran is from Rangers in New York, and he has background from Kildare and Tyrone. Let's have a quick look at Southwest College. 13 from Annaman, 2 from Tyrone. The 2 are number 3 and number 4, the Coltons from Dromore. Aidan is actually the vice captain of the team. Players who played last year as well, and a mix of other ones coming in. The captain, Cian O'Brien, at number 11. And they have lost a few players to the Fermanagh County panel, but it doesn't mean they're short. There's still men out there who can do a great job. They're wearing the light blue today, and they have players like Oisin Farry, who played last year, and Rian McNally, Cal McInnesby. These guys were all there last year and suffered the pain from last year of losing to New York, so they have spent 12 months waiting for a chance to get revenge, and that is exactly what they are after right now, and their chance is about to come for them. So on the live chat on the YouTube page there, feel free to leave a message. Tell me where you're watching, if you're in New York or Fermanagh, as Padraig O'Sullivan gets us underway with the 2024 Electric Ireland semi-final in the Corner McLean Cup, and it's New York in the white with navy hoops, playing from left to right in Karen's O'Rahilly's. Actually, I'm just seeing their new jerseys are lovely. I was complimenting them, but the numbers are going to be a bit tricky to see, and it's the first effort has gone off the post, as you can see, early on, so a missed opportunity there for New York. Well, that's confidence for you, playing across their own goal here at Southwest College, but get away with it. You can see they're not moving too freely. Must be a little bit heavy out there, as you would expect this time of year. Free outs for Southwest in the light blue jerseys. So yes, those numbers tricky to see. The red numbers on the hoops is always a difficult one. Thought I saw a high number there in the 20s, so there might have been a late change, so we'll try and pick that up as we go on. That's a foul by Coughlin on Ulton O'Reilly, number 6 from Erin Gales, and that will be an interesting matchup. Coughlin was the danger man last year. He was the bear in the square, but he's playing a bit further out. Talking of bears in the square, there's Colcha Farry from Coat O'Dwyer's, number 14 for Southwest College, going for that one, but New York have turned that around. They always have a good defence. Good defence last year. It was a key part of their success. In fact, they only conceded 1 goal in the semi-final and final put together. This is 15, Joey Grace. Gives it to Coughlin. As I say, a long way from goal. Last year, they deployed him on the edge of the square to great effect. This is Grace again. As you can see, they're going to have to filter that ball in, and they have gone for it, but it's bobbled along the heavy surface up the middle, and a lot of blue jerseys sitting in back there. So the Fermanagh boys are mainly Fermanagh boys, playing as most of the teams in Ireland do these days. But there's a kick pass, and that's brilliantly played in there, and he gets a free and a mark, I think. But yes, a different approach. They have tried to kick it in a few times. Nice and direct football. So 2 minutes gone. Could this be first score of the game for New York? I see right down in front of me here, by the way, Paddy Mulvihill, his son Chris, is number 14. And there is the first score. It's New York in the New Jerseys taking the lead in defence of their title. 1-0 in the 3rd minute of the game. And yes, Paddy is here with his son Chris from New York Rangers, North Kerry background. Is at number 14 for them. There he is, trying to put off the keeper kicking it out. And that's going to be a sideline ball for New York as well. Our camera up high here, as you can see, trying to get a shot down on that right corner. We're just about getting the sideline. That's good running, that's good play. I think it's hard to say that number, isn't it? It's is it 6 or 8? I'm not quite sure. 5 actually, it's 5. It's Colm Shalvey from Rockland. That's good work by Mulvihill, or is it Mulvihill they call it down here? This is Garrod Kennedy. Garrod gives it back to Fintan Corbett, 2 of the mainstays from last year as well. And there's a great ball into the forwards, and they could get something out of that long ball, the direct football. They don't in the end. And there's a man down who is hurt there. He's prostrate on the ground, but as I say, they are going for the direct approach in New York. They put it in there, nearly got through as well. Came to nothing in the end, and a little bit of treatment here required. And as you can see, there's still a bit of a spit of rain here in, I think it's Ballyrickard they call this area in Tralee, and it's coming into our camera lens there. Not too heavy, but just a spit. Just checking on the Facebook for your messages. Sharon Redican says go on Shay. Sharon was at the game last year and the final, took some great photographs. Isn't that the same person? And Connor says the pitch looks a bit hilly. Not really, no, maybe it's a camera angle where we are, but no, it's pretty good. Club here plays at intermediate level. Founded in 1927. Named after a Kerry man killed in the Easter Rising, Charlie Cairns. Strand Road in Ballyrickard. If you know your Irish, Tralee stands for, I think it's beach, maybe, or strand, and Lee is the river. It goes down to Cork, of course, the River Lee, Tralee. The other semi-final, by the way, is on at the minute as well, not too far from here. That's Cavan Institute against Liverpool John Moores. Final tomorrow, both of the Corn and McLean and the Shield. So 2 games tomorrow as well, 2 games in 2 days for these boys. So whoever loses will go into the Shield. New York with 5 clubs represented in their starting 15. 4 from New York Rangers, 4 from Shannon Gales, 3 from Rockland, and 2 each from St Barnabas and from New York Celtics. Now, unfortunately, that collision has ended up with Southwest College having to make a early substitution, and they're going to bring on their number 20, who is Enda McCaughey from Tralee. So it's now changed the dynamic a little bit from 13 to 12 from Fermanagh and 3 from Tyrone. Tralee and Dromore along the Fermanagh border nearly in that sort of part of the country, but definitely in the southwest of Northern Ireland down, if you know what I mean, southwest of Ulster. So basically it's Fermanagh with a little bit of help from Tyrone against New York. And it's New York with the possession and most of the pressing in this game. Just the one score from a free. But they're owning the ball, and Southwest tending to sit in a little bit deep, as you see so often in the modern game. But I wonder, will New York play that way as well? Maybe they're not quite as accustomed. Hopefully not, because it's not great to watch, but it might be effective. And that's strong play by Ben Thompson, number 9, for Southwest College, to win the ball. Now they'll try and get up the field, but actually they haven't really committed any. There's only 2, and they're quite a distance to get up to them. There's nobody really racing up the field for Southwest College. That's why they're just passing it around here, and they'll try and edge their way up the field. Big crowd down in front of us, and maybe it's our microphone out the front, but we're picking it up as if it's an even bigger crowd, I think. That's the full forward I was telling you about. That's Farry. But New York, very good defence. Strong defence in there, as proven last year. That's the sub who's come in, getting involved, and this is Tiernan McKenna from the Canolly Brian Brews Club. This is Alton O'Reilly from Erin Gales. 4 is Cathal Colton from Dromore in County Tyrone, and he gets us free, and it's just outside the D. Now it's inside the D because there was a little bit of back chat there. The referee, Padraig O'Sullivan, is not having that. Sharon has been on again, saying couldn't make it this year. Sorry about that, Sharon. Great photographs last year. Hopefully you're able to enjoy the coverage here early in the morning in New York. Oh, that's a poor enough kick, is it? No, it's gone over. I thought he'd miskicked that and it was going to the left, but he knew what he was doing. It's just inside the post, low down near the crossbar. So 1 free to each team. Level scores here in Cairns O'Reilly's. Oh, and that one's been intercepted by Tiernan McKenna. Thought he was going to try and lob the keeper. Switches on to his left and sends a lovely pass to Cian O'Brien, his captain. Steps inside, and I think that's going over, is it? No, actually, I think that's going to the left, is it? No? I'm getting my angles wrong here. I'm sitting in a bit of a dugout here, and I've obviously got that wrong twice from here. I thought that was going a bit left, and let's look at it again. No. Safely over the bar. The umpires know better. And this is Southwest College on a bit of a roll here. 2 points in a row, going for a third one. The referee said that's a free in. Did he touch it on the ground, or was there a push or something there? I didn't see what his signal was. But yeah, this looks like 3 points in a row for the boys in blue. Three swift points for Southwest College. And you take a bit more care with these kickouts. The ball up the field. So after all that possession in the first 6 or 7 minutes, they've conceded 3 in a minute or 2, New York. And that was broken, and it was Fintan Corbett who got a boot to it on the ground. And there's a chance of a counter here for New York, but it's broken down and intercepted there by Aidan Colton. He's a vice captain actually of the Southwest College team from Dromore. New York again going for their score. Could this be their first from play? No, it's not. Gone to the left and wide. Now let's have a look at this kick out. Where's he going to go with this one? And let's have a look at the press from New York. I'm going to try and keep them up that end of the field. But no, it goes short, and they might even get a goal here. Is it going to drop in or under the bar? It's in. It's a goal for New York and a gift for them, and a gift they are very, very happy to take. And Emmett Loughran, with folks from Kildress, Wolfetones near Cookstown and County Tyrone, has scored against the Ulster College, and that's an absolute gift and a great start for New York. They'll take that gift all day long. A present for the boys all the way from New York. 1-1 to 2 then. Well, that should liven things up a little bit. Well, he was alert, and it was a nice finish, wasn't it?
Push out them, Joey. Push out them. Don't let him come up.
This is O'Reilly. Common name in Fermanagh circles. This is the sub, isn't it? I think who came on? McCahey. Owen Corrigan. So Corrigan's on both sides today. That's Owen Corrigan from Belcoo, number 10. And they've loads of blue jerseys over this side of the field, and New York's defence just filtering over. They are kind of replicating the tactic that we see at home a lot, and that's beautifully taken over on that far side there. Trying to pick up the number here to give credit to the player who caught that. He's gone off into the forwards actually, and it looks like 12 it was who caught that, and indeed it was. It was Aidan Lawler from Shannon Gales who made that catch in defence. He dropped deep. This is Coughlin. Good strong play from New York, keeping possession here. They really have learned over the years. These games in Ireland helped them in that education. Turned over though in the end. Thankfully the rain has stopped. Nearly 12 minutes gone then. 1-1 to 2 points. Just on the 45 line. Forced to come back. Connor Madigan says up New York. Come on the boys. Thomas Corrigan checking in from Long Island, New York. Thanks for that. This is Cian O'Brien, the captain from Devonish St Mary's. They're inside the 45, and that's an interesting kicking style. I think he was going for a score but didn't quite get it, Oisin Farry. So a strange game, isn't it? 2 points, no, 1 point for New York, and then 3 in a row for the opposition. Actually, our scoreboard says 2. It's 3 points for Southwest College. Scoreboard on the ground. I knew that wasn't quite right. Yeah, they had the 3 in a row. Sorry about that. So it's 4-3. 3 in a row, and then that goal out of the blue for New York. And that's Lawler again, taking a bit of a knock there. New York looking for a score, always playing with a head up, looking to hurt the opposition and go direct. But it was a good block by Oisin Farry. New York's forwards looking very lively, as I say, always trying to feed it forward and go direct rather than just filtering it out and recycling, but it's been turned over, it's broken down, and it's a chance for the boys in blue, but that's brilliantly intercepted. I'm going to guess it was Pat Burke. As I say, the red numbers, I just find it hard to see from a distance. Oh, that's brilliantly taken in the full forward line though. Well, that was rolling back the years, Kerry style with the likes of Kieran Donaghy. But it didn't quite work on the end. But they do carry a big goal threat, and they do like to put it in there, in and around the house, but it hasn't worked on that occasion. Let's have a look at it again then. Yeah, I think it was a Coughlin. No, it wasn't. New York come again with Loughran. This is the captain, Cronin, who's come up, and he immediately gives it to one of the forwards, and he goes for it from there. Is that Coughlin? Oh, and it just dropped in and around the house. Well, it's refreshing to see them go so direct and put the ball in quickly, but it hasn't been working a lot of the time also, it has to be said. So maybe a little bit more composure. Or maybe they will just get a goal from that, and now they get a free. I guess it's the element of surprise in putting it in quickly, but it's not always working. But they're very good at the turnovers as well, so they're keeping the pressure on. Got a message on YouTube from Tom Daly, who's a regular contributor. Thank you, Tom. He says the late Pat Healy, a Corkman, did great work for Cairn O'Rahilly's down the years. Now that's from a really tricky angle. Not tricky at all for him. That's a great finish. Really, really good kicking, and it gives New York an even better lead. Well, he was confident enough to take it on, got one earlier, and that's 1-2 now, and gives them a 2-point lead. Now, let's watch this kick out again. I did warn you to watch the last one, and you remember what happened. He's going to say, but to be fair to the goalkeeper, you know, that looks a bit boggy around there, a bit tricky. So maybe He'll just go low. No, he's not. Well, he is. He's giving it a bit of a dig. He's looking for his midfielder. He's looking for Farry. Doesn't get him, no. Good tackling by New York on the break. Getting the second ball, the dirty ball. Bit of a hold up here for an injury to one of the New York players. Just pick up the numbers there. Now that I can see the numbers where our camera's a bit closer. 15 is Joey Grace. He's from New York Rangers. 13 is injured. That's Shane McGilligan. He's New York Rangers as well. His mom from Kerry. The whole full forward line, in fact, is New York Rangers. Shane McGilligan, Chris Mulvihill, and Joey Grace. There is the goal again. And Emmett Loughran is Rangers as well. That's the contingent from there. All in the forwards. So a free in here, and you don't often see it being taken off the ground, but he fancies it. Gets a good boot on it as well. You could hear the thud from here, and it's in and around. Batted away, but again, look how well New York fight for the second ball to try and get it back. Now, they don't quite get it back, but they're very, very sharp and hunting there in packs. And that ball just about keeps in. Bit scrappy down there. And eventually, it's a free in. New York management, by the way, to give them a shout out. Robert Corridon from Listowel, and Shannon Gales, Dennis Sheehan, he's from Glenbeigh, and Glencar Celtics, both Kerry men, of course. And then you have Mike Kennedy, he's a tip man from Toomevara, and is with St Barnabas in New York, as is Marty Boyle, and he's a homegrown New Yorker. And that effort just drifting to the right and wide. Strange game, as I say. New York have had most of the possession and most of the attacking, but on the occasion when Southwest College got up the field, they scored 3 quick points, 3 quick fire points in a couple of minutes. But apart from that, they haven't really been in this game. On the scoreboard, though, just the 2 points. Oh, and that's brilliantly taken. Fintan Corbett, player of the match in the final last year, and that's why he goes to Manhattan College. His parents are from Tipperary and Limerick. Plays for Shannon Gales. He's back here again this year with the nice jerseys and sporting a very smart moustache. This is Luke Corrigan from Shannon Gales. Luke Corridan. This is Pat Burke from Rockland. Back to Corbett again. Southwest College of 14 players behind the ball. This is Kennedy, I think. The effort comes in. Is it going to go over? No, it's going to drift to the left and wide from Lawler. So Southwest College dropping deep, but New York still finding ways to get through them, but their finishing hasn't been what it could be. They've had that one fortunate goal, but apart from that, they've just had the 2 frees. So they've yet to score a point from play for all their press and all their possession. Oren Gillespie from Galbally, actually, in Tyrone. I forgot about that, actually. Yeah, he's Galbally. So that makes it 4 Tyrone players out there now for Southwest College. Then you might even count Emmett Loughran, who's Kildress background, on the other team. This is Corrigan. Owen Corrigan from the Belcoo club, and he's forced out and forced wide and forced into a mistake by Pat Burke, I think it was. That was good pressure, assisted by Cronin. The keeper looking to take this quickly. That's an interesting one. His defence all back, and he goes short, and this time it works. And they're going to get possession easily back there. They give it to the full-back, Daniel Sheehan. His dad is Dennis from New York Celtics. Good reading of the game there by the number 7, Fabio Ledwith, for Southwest College, and they get possession, and they transfer it quickly into the middle of the field to Thompson. Immediately under pressure from Lawler, but keeps possession well, and that's a nice pass as well. They're trying to get in behind there, but look, he doesn't have much support, does he? The strong challenge comes in. Fed out by Farry. Southwest call for help. And the cavalry arrives around the 45, and that's played in by the captain, O'Brien. That's a lovely ball, and he calls his mark as well. And there's a player down, so play will be held up anyway. But that was nice from O'Brien there, not just booting it forward, but off the instep there. That was a nice ball played into the forwards, and they get their result. Connor asks, are there any Rockland starters? Says he isn't talking about the hockey team. Yeah, there's 3 from Rockland. Pat Burke, number 9. Brian Coughlin, 11. And the other one is Colm Shelby at number 5. Michael McGoldrick says, come on, New York. So thanks for those comments coming in on the live chat on the YouTube coverage, which is being provided free by Higher Education GAA. So free to view only on Higher Education YouTube. And we will be doing another game tomorrow. It remains to be seen what that game is. But a chance here now for Southwest College to bring it back to a 1-point game. They haven't really been in the game that much, but some poor finishing at the other end means that this could bring it back to just a point, and should do. Has he got it? He has. Easy enough for Taylor McKenna from Canolly. And it's 1-2 to 4. 5 points to 4. That one looking for Corbett again. Just a little bit too high. This is the sub who had come on, Enda Mackay from Tralee in County Tyrone. This is Cian O'Brien. And you can tell he's a playmaker in there, and he's looking for his free but didn't get it. Referee wasn't falling for that. He says you overcarried there. That's good refereeing right on the spot. You like to see that. On the transition now, Lawler. Good running. They're chasing him down. 3-4 blue shirts, but he's got plenty of pace and comes inside as well, but just loses possession at the vital moment there. Southwest with a chance to turn this over. "22 minutes gone here in Cairns O'Rahilly's then. 8 minutes to half time. Low key first half, I think you'd say. 1 or 2 highlights. But both teams pretty well matched, as you would expect. Last year they met in the semi-final. Very high scoring game that day. Not like today so far. But there's, and the referee says that's a free in for that challenge. He says the foot was high. I think he just lost his footing there, rather than being dangerous or reckless. There's no real intent there. It's understandable. There's been quite a bit of rain here the last few days, and indeed in the last few hours, and in fact he's hurt himself there. There's certainly no intent there, but he's given away a free inadvertently. This should be the equaliser. So they met in the final or semi-final last year, and it was New York 4-8, Southwest College 117. Mind you, it was played on a 3G surface in Waterford, and New York had a 9-point lead and then lost the lead, but regained it and won in the end by a goal in extra time. That's how close it was, and that's how close it is here. We are level after 23 and a half minutes. Now, one of the Lions people has a flag up here. Is he signalling a substitution? Quite sure. Yeah, there is a substitution, and it's Southwest College who are going to make that change. And I think it's number 10, Owen Corrigan from Belcoo, who's walking off rather despondently. But yeah, another change for the boys in blue. This guy's already been on the field. That's Enda Mackay. It's not him who's come on just now. And that's Paddy Drum from Canolly, looking to give his team the lead, but he drifts it to the left and just wide. So the management of Southwest College not hanging around. Dermot Feely, the manager, with the coach Sean Doherty. He's also with Kieran McGrath, Declan Quinn and Peter Cassidy in with them. And they've sent in number 17 now, and that's Aaron Lee from Timor Shamrocks. Although they've also named an Aaron Lee at 21. Maybe there's 2. Strong tackling in the middle of the field, and that's heavy work out there by the midfielder, but he did a great work there and got possession for his team, who nearly went a point behind there. There's that direct ball right up the middle, but it's not working, is it? They work it in a little bit closer, maybe New York. 5 minutes into half time. Electric Ireland, Corn and McLean Cup semi-final. The winners to play, Cavan Institute or Liverpool John Morris. This is McCaughey. Gives it to Ledwith, who is with Enniskillen Gales. They switch sides. Switch the direction of the attack. New York have a couple of sweepers, well, at least one in there, waiting for the attack, but it mightn't get there because they're tackling further up the field to try and turn it over. And they do turn it over and get the decision. And the man on the sideline there is Dennis Sheehan, by the way, in the red sleeves, you can see, shouting encouragement to the New York team. His son is playing at fullback. That's Daniel. This is Aaron Traynor from New York Celtics, playing for the team from the Big Apple as they go into the attack again with their captain Cronin. Back out now to Joey Grace from Rangers. Yes, they have Rangers and Celtic, New York Rangers and New York Celtic combining together, and that's Lawler, who was strongly tackled there, and the referee says there's no problem with that. He is definitely hurt there in Lawler, but the referee said it was a fair challenge for the ball. That's played forward by Cal McInnesby, I think it is, and he's looking for Farry and did well to find him, and Farry is having to do well under pressure. A tight situation there with two men around him. He gets it back out, and it's going to break as well. Referee says again, go on, that's fine. Just tough tackling. No problem with it. McKenna puts it extremely high, but he's not going to have the distance, and it's going to drift wide. Let's have another look at that one then. This is the challenge on Lawler. Took it at pace. Well, the referee obviously said that the connection was clean and with the ball. So stalemate with 3 minutes to go. Looking forward to some terrific games over the next couple of days here in Tralee and the surrounding areas. Fitzgibbon Cup final, of course, tomorrow, and lots of other competitions being hosted by MTU Kerry. Cronin now for New York, and the ball just didn't bounce for him there, did it? But he does well to get down on it, and he tries to release it and eventually loses the decision, and he says, give me a bit of help here, lads. This is Fabio Ledwith. That one might go over the line. No, he keeps it in, and look who's up there, number 3, Aidan Colton. He's got well forwards, but it's in a heavy challenge, and the referee says too heavy. Free out. Last 2 minutes of the half then. This is Joey Grace coming deep to get the ball. Tipperary background. And that is a good ball. You may have heard someone else on the sideline say that just before me, and they go for that direct ball again, but it just doesn't bounce in there. It rolls though, and Coughlin now has gone in to the edge of the square. He loves to do everything quickly. Hasn't been involved much in the game. Key man last year. There could be a score at the end of this. Has he got that? No, it's going to drift to the right. They just need a little bit more composure, I think, up in the forwards there. There are scores for them there, but he's a strong unit in there. Leaves it off, and accidental challenge there as well, and knock there, but he's fine, and we're going to get on with the game. But it's 1 minute to half time, and the scores remain level. I do like their forward approach, New York, but sometimes they just need to take a second. Kick out from Gillespie, and taken by McCahey. Galbally to Trillick. So Southwest College have had to make 2 substitutions in this half. Last 15 seconds of the first half then. Can Southwest College edge into the lead? Captain O'Brien, very composed on the ball and uses it very well, and used it well there again and got it to Drum. This is the midfielder Thompson. That's a high one, but it's going to drop. Is the wind going to take it? No. Easy for the keeper, Corrigan. And he does well to pick out Garrod Kennedy as well. Have they time to get up the field? I think there will be a little bit of time here. There were a few stoppages in the first half. This is Lawler over on our side. He's come over from the left. He's a lively player and a good runner as well. You can see that. Garrod Kennedy releases it to Fintan Corbett as New York try to get up the field, and that's an ambitious kick, and it actually is just going to drop all the way through. A little bit fortunate, but fortune favours the brave. This is Cronin. He's getting a little bit more rain, as you can see in our camera lens. That's Lawler trying to play it through. It doesn't work, but I love the way they get the head up New York and try to kick it. Let the ball do the work. Put it in there. Hasn't really paid off so far, but maybe the second half might be a little bit easier up to our left. Maybe it's not quite as boggy up the middle. This is Lawler now. He is taking a second. This is Grace. They're going to have to run it and work it through if they have time. And now the ball comes in, looking for Coughlin in there. And that's why they're looking for him. That's the pair on the square. He's going for the score. Oh, he just doesn't have the finish to match. And that's kind of been the story of the first half. Good approach play, but they lack the cutting edge when they get up there. Close, but not close enough. Gillespie's kick out, bang up the middle. Oh, and it's beautifully taken by Fintan Corbett. Look to take it quickly as well, but going up the middle when it bounces, it's not going to bounce much. This could be the lead if he gets it over, but he's dropped it short. And again, they're not making their possession pay, New York. Quite a few balls have dropped in, and that has been the story of their first half. They're level, but they really should be ahead, New York. Might be different, as I say, in the second half. Hopefully the rain will stay away and we'll get a good game. But, well, what more can you ask for the scores to be level at half-time and for it to be an interesting second half that could go all the way. It has been provided for you free on the Higher Education GAA YouTube channel. Feel free to send the link round to everyone and get them to watch in the second half, because I think the second half is going to be very, very interesting. Southwest College in the blue, 5 points. New York with their swanky New Jerseys 1-2. It's level at half time. We will be back with the second half. Welcome back for the second half of the 2024 Electric Ireland Corner McLean semi-final between Southwest College from Enniskillen in Fermanagh in the light blue against New York in their white jerseys with navy hoops and a little bit of red trimming as well. As you can see, it was a close first half, one goal in it, and it was beautifully taken by Emmett Loughran. And I put that goal up on social media at halftime on Higher Education, so if you missed it, you can go and look at it there. It means that the teams are indeed level. And although Enniskillen, or Southwest College, scored 5 times, they really sort of scored on the break. They weren't really in the game that much. New York had most of the play and certainly had more of the chances, but only scored the 3 times, and 2 of those were from frees. So there's clearly a scoring issue there. Maybe the second half will be different. Don't think, as I said at the end of the first half, it's quite as boggy up this end where they are attacking now. This is their captain, Cronin. Little give and go into Corbett. Nice little change of direction from him. He's looking up, but I can see a sweeper in there for Southwest College, and it's Fabio Ledwith. And now they turn it over, and it's going to be a tough second half, but at least it's not raining now. Tricky enough conditions, as you'd expect in February in Ireland. This is Lawler. Played well in the first half, but like the team, a lot of promise, but not much finish at the end of it. The product at the end wasn't really top quality, but now they get a free, and that's Lawler, I think, who was talking about, who drew it. He's a lively character in there, if it was indeed him, and I think it was, and he's won the free. Well, 2 frees in the first half, and Shea McGilligan gets a chance now to put a third one over and just edge them into the lead. Defending champions of this competition. Just steps inside the D. Should get that from there, and does. Good free taker. Come on now, boys, let's go, is the call for New York. Let that be the springboard for the second half. But Southwest College, I think they suffered a blow by losing a few Fermanagh players who they might otherwise have had available. But still a very strong team, with a few Tyrone lads in there as well, and intent on getting revenge for last year. But this New York team, very strong, very fit, physical as well at times, but good athletes, and they remain in your faces for the entire game. Like 2 tackles going in, but that a little bit tough there, and the referee just having a word saying settle it down there a little bit to Pat. And you see the problem there when they play the ball through the middle. New York had that problem in the first half. The ball doesn't really carry, and again it didn't really carry there. Now that was a brave challenge, and the New York player ended up getting hurt, but he got the ball through, and that's going to be a free in, and the referee has given that, and Southwest College not happy with that decision. But he said that's a push on Shea McGilligan, who takes the frees, and now he's won one as well. There you see the decision was for that challenge. Treatment required up the pitch, and the New York management coming on. I can see over to our right, the referee's looking over that way, and it's the manager, Robert Corridon, is there. He's just walking off now, and also in there is Marty Boyle. And they're hoping he can continue, and he looks fine. Yeah, he'll be okay. The free off the ground this time, and he struck it beautifully off the ground. Well, that's 4 points for him, and 4 points for New York, and a good start to the second half. They go into a 2-point lead. Great start for them. Not too many messages coming in on the live chat. New York is quiet. Thought it was a city that never sleeps. They seem a bit quiet on a Friday morning out there in New York. Send me a few messages. Tell me where you're watching the game from in New York or wherever else. Send a few messages for these lads, putting in these terrific efforts, having a great time in this trip over here, but it's about hard work as well. They're here to play. They're here to progress as players, and hopefully end up playing for the New York senior team. These are the stars of the future, and that looks like a great ball in. I'm not sure it's going to carry quite, and the fist came in from Aidan Colton, and he knew there was about 3 men converging on him. It was a brave ball coming in, or an ambitious ball, and a creative ball. I love to see the early balls coming in. You don't see that so much. It's the coaches on the sideline saying make sure and don't be going for the ball that might or might not work, but you love it to see it coming in, and when it works it looks fantastic. And you're just waiting for one of those to work for New York. Coaches like to play the percentage. So 5 minutes into the second half, and it's been nearly all New York. This is Cal McAlespy for Southwest. But look, that's the challenge, as I was telling you about, and these New York boys, they don't hold back. They get in there, and that was Sheehan. Now he's been penalised for it. So we can't credit the actual challenge, but it's a commitment that I'm talking about. And he is going to get a yellow here, I would imagine, from the referee, Padraig O'Sullivan from Ferries in Kerry. And indeed, a yellow card. I think that's the first of the game. That one taken rather quickly. Are they going to catch them sleeping a little bit? They are. First point of the second half for Southwest College, and there's a New York player has gone down. I don't think I saw the flags go up actually, but I think it was a point. Yeah, it was a point. So it's 6 points to Southwest College. Let's have another look at it just to make sure. Taken quickly by McKenna. And fired over the bar. Is that Corbett, I think it is? Maybe he dived bravely on that ball and got hurt in doing so. That's the commitment I was talking about. But these boys will put in the hard yards, there's no doubt about that. Kick out up the middle. Didn't really get much height on it, but it went all the way through to the goal scorer, Loughran. But turned over here for Southwest, and that's Farry, who's out around the middle there, the number 14. He's come a long way from goal in the second half. But it is going to be tough going up that way from right to the left in the second half with the conditions up there. But this is Cathal Colton to Farry, the other Farry. This is Oisin Farry, both from O'Dwyer's. Cal McAlespy from Enniskillen Gales, nearly intercepted. Not quite, but again they have put in some strong challenges and they've turned it over in New York. Colm Shelby involved there. Now the ball over the top, and Lawler, no better man to get in behind the defence because he can run. They're trying to chase him down. Pops it in there looking for Coughlin, but the Southwest College defence alive to that one. Again, as I say, they keep putting the ball in there. One of them might just work, but it needs to be the right one, and he had a lot of time there, Lawler, and maybe it wasn't quite the right option, but I think they've been told to pump that ball into him. And now it's Farry's turn to pump the ball in at the other end for Southwest College. Last year, New York needed the goals and they got them. They got 4 goals last year. I think they might need them again today. Lots of endeavour, a lot of passion. Oh, and there's a strong challenge coming in, and there's going to get a free there for that challenge by Ben Thompson, who appeals, but the referee not happy with that at all. And I think we're going to see the second yellow card of the game. Things heating up a little bit here in more ways than one there. We had a bit of rain, but it's mild enough conditions here. Let's have a look at this again. 2 men going full-blooded for the game, for the ball, but one of them a little bit over the top. Little correction from the live chat, which I'm always welcoming, and it's from Joe, who says a small correction for Fintan Corbett's parents. Both are from Limerick. All right, appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. I was checking my notes from last year. I had his parents Tipperary and Limerick. Now Lawler seems to be going off and has been taken off for New York, so they have now made a change. I'll try and pick up who has come on. Haven't seen just yet, but New York now with the play. Getting on with that. There's 25 in for them, that's who it is, 25, and that's Lorcan Kennedy, another of the New York Rangers players. That will take their representation up to 5, a third of the team now. 1 point up in this Electric Ireland Corner McLean semi-final. Can they make it 2? The captain Cronin. Let's play the possession game. He gives it to the man who's just come in, Kennedy. There's a pass from distance, and that's a good angled low ball, but it's going to come all the way through to Loughran. He doesn't hang around, and he's done it again. Coughlin, the hero from last year, and that's the first we've really seen from him this year. Lovely finish, and nice ball in as well. This is much better from New York. Little bit of fortune on the bounce, but no question about the finish. 2-point lead again for New York. And you just feel if they get a bit of momentum going here and a goal, they will put Southwest in trouble. And Southwest haven't carried too much of a threat. They've had to make a couple of changes and they've laboured, but still well in this game, as they were last year. In fact, they were leading going into added time, came back from 9 points down. So don't count them out by any means. Corbett. Parents definitely both from Limerick. Remember, Cronin is there on a diagonal run and drives through at the defence and wins a free. That's great play from the defender. Peter Cronin, the leader of the team, leading that charge. And it was the two defenders. It was Corbett and then Cronin, the two C's for New York. And he drew the free, I think you could say. McElligott shouldn't have a problem here. And doesn't. 1-6 plays 6 3-point lead. 20 minutes to go. New York defending their title. Are they going to successfully defend it? They've certainly got the bit between their teeth, and winning last year gave them a lot of confidence. They've come here this year knowing that they can do it, and that's great challenging. And that was actually Colm Shelby doing all the dirty work in there to feed it through. That was brilliant. This is Pat Burke now. Oh, and they fed it in behind. Is there a goal chance on here for Loughran again? He scored one. He scored a point. Listen to the applause from the New York support here in County Kerry. They loved that one. It was the way they won it and the way they broke through, and the fact they've now taken a 4-point lead. New York are starting to rock and roll. 14 is going off, Chris Mulvihill for New York. So another change for them. More fresh legs coming in. Kick out around the middle. Oh, brilliantly won by Daniel Sheehan. Made his number 3 position his own, but he's playing in an advanced position there, and they're starting to win all those balls around there. And comes Loughran again. He scored a goal, he scored a point, he goes for another one. Oh, the keeper's lost it, and it's lashed into the net from close range. And I think it is the big fella Cochran. It is, of course, the goal machine. Now, he'll not get an easier one than that one. A little bit of fortune for New York. Well, it did say if they got a goal, they could be rocking. Is that the sub who has just come in there and made an immediate impact? I think it is. Was it 22, Sean Smith from Shannon Gales? Well, that's a super sub. That is what you call an impact sub. New York 2 goals in this game now, and they are now firmly in control. This is Ultan O'Reilly. Sends it across. Good ball, but it's held up in the mud. But still, Tiernan McKenna has to be held up, and he has been held up. And the defender is going to be in bother here. What is the decision from the referee? I think it might be a yellow card. Actually, he's not looking for a card, is he? And he's not calling the player, so just going to be a free in. Let's have a look at this one again. And oh, he slipped, didn't he? And then that was the second challenge that came in. The slap did come in, and he put that low towards the blue mark across the bar, and it just goes over the bar. So Southwest get a point out of it. Brings it back to a 6-point game, but it's an uphill one for them now, isn't it? Emmett Clark tells me in the live chat that Emmett Loughran is the GOAT. Also goes by the name Gunner. I wonder, is he an Arsenal fan or is that something else? But he's certainly been firing today. 43 minutes gone then. New York with a spell of a couple of minutes that's given them real daylight between the teams. They're warming up another substitute as well. And the subs were key last year for them, and it looks like they're going to be key again. And that's one of the subs who came in, and he took a tough challenge there from not one but 2 players, Lorcan and Kennedy. But yeah, it's not a 15-man game. They need plenty to come in. And they're finding spaces in behind as well. That's a little bit too easy. And here he comes now, the substitute involved again, Kennedy. And that's McGallagher trying to feed it through. They certainly do seem to have the measure of Southwest College at the minute. Although I wouldn't put it past them going up and getting a goal out of nothing either. But at the minute, 6 points. It's a very useful lead for New York. space on this side for Cathal Colton. Lots of space. But what has he got ahead of him? Just 3 forwards ahead of him, up against about 6 defenders. So he drives it in there, but that's going to be easy for New York to defend and to come up and try and hurt them on the counter. Southwest have a number of players back, but that's part of the problem when they got forward. They didn't have enough options and they just played it in there really without much design. They got a free? Yeah, free in. Comes out to Oisin Farry. To Ben Thompson, his midfield partner, both from the same club, Coat O'Dwyer's. Ledwith comes up to join the attack. Usually has been playing as a sweeper in this game. This is Thompson again. And it's New York's turn to sit in there. I mentioned their good defence. Semi-final and a final last year, and they only conceded 1 goal. And today they haven't conceded a goal either. And partly because of excellent defending like that and players taking responsibility. Very good athletes. They get in and around. They're not afraid of the tough challenges. Playing good football coming out of defence here as well. This is great play. Aaron Trainer just leaving it off. And they're supporting each other supremely. There's an ambitious ball way up into the forwards, and it might break as well. Now, is that number 22 on his jersey? I think it is, and if it is, that's who I was talking about, Sean Smith, who came into the play a few minutes ago. They're warming up another sub as well. You can tell actually by the jerseys because they're a little bit cleaner. Most of the players who started the game, their jerseys are quite dirty at this point. And that challenge came in from Colm Shalvey, and the referee says that's a fair challenge, and they get it now to Coughlin, and there's room in behind here. There might even be a third goal, and McKelligot is there, and the goal opens up for him. Well, the decoy was on the far side. The keeper went that way, and he said, well, I'll just put it straight into the net myself. And that is Shea McKelligot from New York Rangers. His mom is from Kerry. A proud mom it must be indeed. A goal in Tralee for the boy from New York City. And here is the turnover. Well, the referee has let a few of those go in this game. I want to say let them go. I mean, he's saying it's not a foul. He allows the challenges to go in if they're fair. There was one in the first half, went for the other way. Emmett Loughran has gone off. He's had a great game, the gunner. A few subs coming on for Southwest. 18 is on, Pádraig Rice from Timor Shamrocks. There was another one went on as well, but I've lost track of him, but I'll pick that up. And New York, I think, have sent somebody in as well. The important thing is that it's now 3-7 and New York could be done and dusted. They could be home. And in the final tomorrow against either Cavan Institute or Liverpool John Moores. (17) is Tiernan Sharon rather tells me. Is he in the play? Maybe I missed him coming in. Southwest on the attack now, trying to salvage something here. They've just scored the 7 points, similar to last year. New York kept their opponents down to something similar. I think it was 6 points in the final. So certainly the defence is the foundation of their success. But it's great for them that there is still a consistency there, that they're building every year. It's not a one-off. And yeah, they are making a change, New York. These boys come all the way over here and they're trying to give as many players as possible a run, especially when they're winning here. 22 going to the sideline, but surely it's just for a drink or something, and it is indeed. So yeah, he's in there for New York. That is Sean Smith from Shannon Gales. And another sub has just come on. 18, I think, I see for New York is in. That's Ashton Dennis Walsh from New York Rangers. He's in and just on the edge of the play there, looking to get the ball. Waiting for it to come out, but it doesn't. Is that a 19? I just have so much trouble with these red numbers on the hoops on the back from distance. Oh, and that's well played in there by Cian O'Brien, and it's going to drift all the way over the bar. I think he'd prefer it hit the bar and came down for a goal chance, but it goes over. A point nonetheless. 8 points for Southwest College, but still a long, long way back with only 11 minutes to go. The goalkeeper is Ryan Corrigan from Shannon Gales. Played last year and looking to get into the final once more to get another medal, but a bit to go in this game, and obviously the final will be very, very tough against whoever that is, and that's a tough challenge there, isn't it? Right in front of the New York dugout. He's been in the wars, and is that the 25 again? Norkin Kennedy, he sure has been in the wars. That's 2 or 3 times, and that was a rough, tough hit there. We'll say it was a missed time challenge. Referee just checking that he is okay. Just trying to check for you on a few scores elsewhere. Trying to get an update on the Cavan game. Well, there's an update an hour ago. It says 0-0. Hopefully there's one since then from Cavan Institute to see who's going to go through. 1-9 to 2-9. Limerick. It looks like Limerick, but it's LJ and Liverpool. John Mears, and they're winning. 17 minutes into the second half, Liverpool winning by a goal. We could have a New York Liverpool final in the Electric Ireland Corn McLean Cup. That is a novel side to it, doesn't it? Certainly a closer game than we're having here at the moment, but that's only really been in the last 10 minutes. New York came out fighting in the second half. That's Aaron Lee, but it's picked up for New York, and here they come again. New York looking for another score. They have 3 goals in this game. Here's McElligott. He's got support and he uses it from Coughlin. Nice little give and go, and again Coughlin takes the challenge as well. He's a big strong fella, and the challenge is going in thick and fast, and coming away in the end it's Cathal Colton, and the man hanging off him. The referee not appreciating that challenge coming in from Kieran O'Connor from the New York Celtics. But New York certainly not shrinking violets by any means. They love a bit of tough challenge, and they can play football as well. McKellar got through now, looking for another score, and goes down, but the referee's not going to give him a decision. This referee doesn't give fouls easily. You have to earn them. I think he maybe just lost his footing in there. 22 for Southwest College there is Mark Leinn from Derry Lynn. Free for them. Referee just checking to see that the injured player at the other end was okay, and then getting on with the game. He lets the game rock and roll, and we like that. That is Padraig O'Sullivan. That's the way they do it in Kerry, whether it's refereeing or playing. Here it's New York against Fermanagh, basically. Oh, that's beautifully taken. You'll love to see good catch and kick football. They'll appreciate good football in Kerry. They always have. And they appreciate boys like Coughlin. Can he put it over as well? Oh, it's gone to the left and wide, but it's the style of football that has been very impressive for New York. Here's the tackle at the other end, and that's been part of the story as well. They just work extremely hard, and they torture you, don't they? Tough afternoon for Southwest College, and they're looking like being defeated for the second year in a row in these semi-finals by the New Yorkers, unless they can produce something special. But they are 8 points down with 7 minutes to go, and New York have possession again, and they're finding a lot of room in behind now, and Coughlin is there, and they just let the ball do the work. They have a man over here as well. This could be a 4th goal to finish the job. It's McElligott for New York. Oh, he doesn't even get a point at the end of it, and he says, oh, I had a mare there, he says. I should have just taken that. He was a little bit too casual. Liverpool in the other game now lead by a point and a goal. So it's 2-10 to 1-9. 4 points up for Liverpool. New York leading here. Should have been by more, but it's only the 8. But a very good second half. Remember, we were level at half time. Could be a score. He's certainly gone high with it. I think it's Smith. And he's got it as well. That's a lovely score. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the subs have made a huge difference, as they did last year for this New York team. It's a squad effort, and Sean has underlined that. Gillespie does well to pick out Colton, who just about anticipated it and just about keeps possession for the Blues. Gets it again, but challenges get in all over the field, high up the field as well. That's what you like to see. Oisin Farry goes for the long ball, and it just about gets there as well. It's well read. Can they get a goal here? Can they work something? They can't. Look at the tackling again, and men diving at balls and getting in there where it hurts, fighting for each other. Great team ethic and work rate here from the New York team. You know, if you thought about it, if you were brought here and told those are just two teams, you weren't told they were from New York, you might have said, well, they're not that great out there in New York, are they? But these boys really look like the real deal these days. But it's been a slow burner. It's been a process in the GAA. Playing CYC, then playing Fela. So coming over to Ireland has been very important for them, for the likes of Fela, but also for the higher education games. They've clearly benefited, and they've come over year after year. Remember, it wasn't always every year. It wasn't taken for granted, but they've made great progress. And of course, playing in junior championship as well. And the players have really, really benefited. Won the Shield final 2 years ago. Then won the Corn na McLean itself, and now they're looking to defend it. So all signs of good progress year on year. Here comes Coughlin again. Is there a finish to this? There isn't, because it's intercepted by Ledwith. But certainly chances here for a fourth goal for New York. Not that they need it. That's going to stay in play. Mark Leinn feeds it back to Aaron Lee. This is McNally from Timor Shamrocks. Captain O'Brien rather, trying to take the game to New York, but I think they've sort of had the same problem New York had in the first half. Pitch a little bit heavy over to our right, and they've literally got bogged down in the second half. They've only scored, I think it's 3 points in the second half. I think it was it 5 each at half time? I think it was. So a per second half return. They might get something here though. No. 2-3 New York defenders there, and very quick to transition as well. So not long left in this one. That's a bit of a high challenge there, and the referee took his time before giving it to see if he had a little bit of advantage, but gives the free. Peter Cronin gets a shout out from Dion. Says he's an absolute legend. Well, he's the captain, and he has certainly led from the front a few times in the second half. Remember the free that he won? He has led the charge. Now this is Coughlin coming into it, and he's been pretty well marshalled for most of the game. So we're into the last 2.5 minutes of normal time here, and that's the point where, you know what I'm going to say, I'm going to take your contenders for player of the match. So please leave a message there on the live chat on YouTube and tell me who you think was the best player or two from the game. Now, we don't have an award, but we like to talk about it. Corbett getting spoken to by the referee. There have been a couple of yellow cards. Was it him who got the one earlier? I hope not. No, just the one yellow, thank goodness. He wouldn't want him to miss the final or anything like that. That's Farry putting it in and around the house. Is it going to drop? Oh, and it's New York again managing to get it away. I make it now just one goal in their last 3 games in the higher education at Corn na McLean last year and this year. And that's the bedrock of their success. That's going to be a free in, I think. Yeah, for Southwest College. Is there a last chance? Can they find a way through here? I think it's a little bit too late, I would imagine. Very close to finishing in the other game, and Limerick 5 points up, and there is a decision out, not the final whistle, but it was a big cheer from the defence, and that sums it up. The New York defenders delighted with themselves. They don't want to concede a goal in there. This is their captain, Cronin, and he took a little slap accidentally to the head there, I think, and the referee wisely just going to hold that up. So it looks like Liverpool against New York. As I say, that's a novel sound to it, doesn't it? They're nearly there in the other game. We vote for player of the match for Cian O'Brien. Yeah, he had a good game, to be fair, for Southwest College. You can tell he's a very nice footballer. Any other contenders from New York for your player of the match? A lot of stars out there today. But who was the best of them? Was there one standout? I'm not sure there was, actually. Now there's the ball being pumped in again there, but again, it hasn't broken for them. They found a way through in the end, and I did say early in the second half, I felt as if they could get a goal. They could win this quite easily. And they did find a way through in the end. They could actually have scored a lot more. Southwest College looking to get a score at the end as we just about go into added time, but it breaks down again, or rather it's been won back again by New York, and they are superb at that. The game is slowed a little bit now. It's New York playing on a heavy pitch, it has to be said here, and that's no criticism of Cairns or Rahilly's. It's just the time of year and the weather, that's what you get. But they've coped very well in the conditions, New York, and fought extremely hard and deserved this victory, and that's what it's going to be now. We're in added time. They like to kick the ball, as I've mentioned a few times. I love to see that, and it's worked for them. They've persisted as well. They haven't just give up just because it's given possession away, and it's paid for them. And that's going to be another free just outside the 45 for New York. And it's a collegiate team, just to be absolutely clear. So they're all at university in the New York area. That's Gerard Kennedy. He's with the St. Barnabas Club, famous club in New York. This is Oisin Farry for Southwest College. Is there a last kick in them in the second minute of added time? Well, that's a big kick, and he's looking very, very direct for his full forward, but it doesn't stick, and it just hasn't happened for them at all. Just the 5 points in the first half, 3 points in the second, and that says a lot about the performance from New York in defence in particular. Not getting too many realistic contenders for player of the match, I'm afraid. I think it's going to have to go to a defender. Emmett Loughran also very good in the forwards, of course. Got the goal in the first half, but the defence has been so solid. And for me, Fintan Corbett got player of the match last year in the final, and he's certainly a contender again. Daniel Sheehan has earned a place at fullback, and he's played very well. Final whistle sounds, and New York are back in the final. Not the Shield final, they are in the Electric Ireland Corn McLean final itself, and that is a sign of the progress they have made. They were in the Shield final last year, they won the main one last year, and they're back to defend it again. Signs of progress year on year for New York, and it is fantastic to see. They are a team that is building and growing, and they've been kept together and managed brilliantly, and they're enjoying their trip here. And I'm thinking that they are going to be playing Liverpool John Moores in the final, because they were leading, and I'm just checking, and indeed there's a goal. Well, actually it's 2-12 to 2-9, so Cavan have got a late goal, so maybe not quite over there yet, but New York have done their part of the bargain here. They have won with a really good second half performance, 2 goals in the second half, 3-8 to 8 points, and they have won this game. And we might try and get a little bit of reaction here to see what the supporters thought of the game down below us here. Are they happy with the performance? What was the feeling? I see Paddy Mulvihill down below me here. I might try and get a word with him if I can stop banging my head on the dugout behind me here, because I've been in a seated position here. But yeah, let's go down and try and get Paddy here. So bear with me for a few seconds here while I go down and find him. Looks like they're going to get them. You were managing last year. What do you think of them this year?
They're there. They're there anyways.
What do you think of them compared to last year? I mean, the defence again absolutely solid there, wasn't it? And that was the bedrock.
We were worried about that, but yeah, they're younger, like, you know, a lot younger. Full back line is very young, like, you know. Aaron Trainor's only 18. Daniel Sheehan is only 19. Young full back line, like, you know.
Yeah, but youth, I suppose, brings its pluses as well. You know, they were very athletic in the defence. Not to concede a goal again. I mean, your team last year, they only conceded 1 goal in 2 games, and again, the defence today.
Yeah, very good, yeah. Good forwards too, though.
Yeah, in the second half, I mean, they broke through. They could have had 3 or 4 goals there, yeah?
Yeah, I guess they could have, when it came down to it. But we're there anyway. Hopefully, we'll get all the ways.
Just one question, one point. I mean, do you see, I suppose, it's year on year. 2 years ago, you won the Shield final, you won the whole thing outright, and to win this again, that's important progress. It feels like another important step. Well, it's not a backward step.
A bunch of those players, like they won Fela, as we told you before, like they won Fela back in 2017. So there's probably 10 or 11 of them out there, like, you know what I mean, that was on that. So it's coming from there. It's not just coming from a year ago or 2 years ago. It's coming up along, like, Hopefully
exactly.
They can keep going, like,
Exactly. Paddy, anyone else you think I could talk to here in the crowd? The players are all the way over the far side, so there's nobody else here I can get. Maybe we'll just go off the stream and get a word with a few people afterwards, unless you know a few people here. Who have we got? Frank? Frank? Who's this, Frank who?
Frank Kavanagh, he's young fella's injured. He would have been playing today. But
Frank, we're still live on the stream here. We're just looking at reaction from you here. What did you think of that, getting through the final again?
Yeah, it was a good game, Jerome. The pitch was heavy enough with them, you know what I mean? So the goals came at the right time. So we're looking forward to the final now tomorrow. With the help of God.
Yeah, goal in the first half, Emmett. Now, it was a bit of a gift from
a bit of a gift, yeah. But the boys playing well, like they got together over the Christmas there training, and with the help of God now we'll take care of business tomorrow.
Only Christmas. Last year they told me they started at Thanksgiving and they had 30 sessions now.
The weather was bad out there this year.
But in the second half, I mean, you mentioned the conditions there. I mean, they came really good in the second half, but I think it was maybe the pitch wasn't quite as heavy over to the left here, but their defence was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, as you says, the goals came at the right time for them. And then when they went up to 5 or 6 points, then it was hard for the Northern team to get back in it, But the defence played very, very well.
They did, they really did.
Very, very well, yeah.
Tell me about the effort everybody here, and amongst all the supporters here, tell me about the effort that everybody has made to be here and where all these people are from.
Yeah, well, basically, from what I can see, there's about maybe 6 or 7 sets of parents that's come back for it, yeah. So it's good to come back for the weekend. It's a quick turnaround, So we're all flying back with the cup hopefully Sunday. We'll give Erlingus the big bamboo Sunday night.
Steady.
We brought it back here and we have to take it back.
Paddy brought the cup back last year, so.
Oh, I know he did,
do the same thing.
Now steady on now, you're getting ahead of yourselves. You have a final yet to play here.
Tomorrow,
and I've got the result of the other game.
Well, who?
Liverpool.
Liverpool won it, each other. What are they like?
Well, they're obviously good. They're in a final.
A few Irish boys and that too from different colleges.
There'll be a few Nordies.
A few boys from Donegal.
A few more Northern boys, yeah. I think there's even a Cavan lad playing with them. Although they'll be a mixture of Northern colleges. They'll be tough, but
McGuinness might be over, maybe doing a bit of tutoring with them.
Maybe. Yeah. Over in Liverpool, you never know. But it's a novel one, New York against Liverpool.
Yeah, the two international teams basically. Yeah, which was great to see it.
It's fantastic.
It's great to see it.
We're live. We're live. Frank, I'll let you go.
Well, I'd like to say hello to all my club mates back in St. Barnabas and a lot of boys from Westmeath as well. So, thanks very much, Jerome.
So you're St. Barnabas?
Well, my young lad plays for St. Barnabas, but originally I'm from Westmeath.
Right. Yeah. My brother coached over there with St. Barnabas years ago, Stevie Quinn. He was over there.
Yeah, sure. I played with Stevie.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you? A handy footballer.
Long time ago.
Yeah, a good footballer.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, we're getting a couple of players here. We're going to get a word. Thanks a million. Let's get a couple of these boys here. Let me go in here and we'll try and get a shot of these boys here. Boys, we're still on live here. We can get a word with you here. Chris is there and Shay as well. Come in, Shay. Come in. Camera's up here. We're on. They're all watching from New York. They want to get a reaction from you. Happy to be back in the final.
Yeah.
Tell me about that performance and why you think you won that. Where was it won?
The hard work, the off the ball stuff. We weren't scared of them. Everybody, we were coming in, wanted to be tough. We got the job done. On to tomorrow.
That's exactly right. I wanted to hear you say that, but you're absolutely right. In defence, you've turned over the ball really, really well. You really play as a team.
That's what in training. That's what we're known for. Doubling up, tripling it up, always working, never stopping.
And forwards like Shay here put the ball over the bar, but it all came from the back.
We've been working it all winter, just on for tomorrow. We've been looking forward to tomorrow since December. Just looking for tomorrow.
The final tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to tell you who you're going to be playing here. Are you ready for this? Liverpool.
Whoever, doesn't matter. We're up for the challenge.
It's a new one, Shay, isn't it, though? Liverpool, that's going to be a novel final, New York against Liverpool, and it's the international teams coming here, both getting through. I mean, that's interesting.
Yeah, the first year we came, Liverpool, we lost the first game, so we won the Shield that year, 2 years ago, and Liverpool were in it the year before, but last year there was no Liverpool, so nothing to expect, new challenge, everyone's up for it anyway, so no shying away from a challenge anyways.
Yeah, you've really just picked up where you were last year. You know, it's the same kind of performance, and I suppose that was important to prove it wasn't a one-off.
Yeah, a few players dropped, but we said the whole time we have the same core players, a bunch of new players that came on, just as strong, we're just as confident, so yeah.
Who would you say was player of the match today?
It's a hard bunch, say all the backs, because all the intensity, that's all what got us all the scores. Most of my scores were frees anyway, tapping over, but hard work came from the back of the midfielders, the dogged runners like Emmett, Aiden on the wings, Garrod and Finton through the middle, Pat Burke, everyone. Can't really pick, be hard to pick one.
A couple of unusual goals, actually. I mean, yours in the second half and the one in the first half, both into empty nets.
Yeah, well, the first half, we just cheated out. We caught the keeper off the line. And then my one, I had someone along to the side of me. I was looking up trying to hand pass it, saw the keeper sprinting out, so decided just to tap it in.
Shay, I'm going to let you go. You wouldn't mind getting me another player, could you? Maybe your captain or somebody, but get one more. And Chris, I need you for one more wee second. I was going to just pick up on what he was saying there. He said that all of the backs were player of the match, but could you narrow it down a little bit for me? Who do you think? To be honest, I was looking at Finton.
Maybe Finton or Joey, one of the two, doing the dog work, the work no one else wants to do, so maybe one of those two.
All right, Emmett, let's bring in the Tyrone man here. All right, Emmett, well done. I was just saying about two of the goals, and usually we're kicked into empty nets today. That was a strange one. So what was your thinking about the first one?
Very, very lucky now. Could have gone anyway. I thought it was going to hit the post, so very, very lucky anyway.
Well, the goals in the second half really important. It killed them, but I always thought you had the threat. You're always willing to kick the ball in.
Yeah, we said at halftime, we've the forwards to win a dirty ball, you know what I mean? We've been working on it a lot in New York this winter, so we thought last year we were doing well to work ball out of the hands, but we didn't get enough ball kicked into our forwards, so it's something we've been really trying to target this year, and it worked out for us today, luckily.
And you persisted with it even when it wasn't really working that much.
Yeah, we knew we were here yesterday checking out the pitch, so we knew that end up there it would be a lot more mucky and hard to catch a ball and hard to set your feet in. So at halftime we were a bit agitated, but we weren't panicking. We knew that second half would be a bit drier and we'd have more opportunities to hold clean ball in and get our scoring opportunities.
There's also now, just as you're talking, quite a strong breeze coming up.
Yeah, lucky enough. We were thinking that too. We were here yesterday checking that out as well. We were making sure which way the breeze would come if we were playing with it, just so we'd be prepared to play against it, and we know we'd have it on our backs at the end of the match. So lucky enough, everything that we prepared for worked out today anyway.
Final tomorrow, and I can tell you who you're going to play. Liverpool have just won. They've beaten Cavan, so they won by, I think, 3 points in the end. So it's going to be an international final.
Going to be a very challenging one anyway. We know before last year, they'd usually won it. I think they won it the first year I was here in 2022, and they've won it most of the last few years anyway. So we definitely won't be underestimating our opponents now for this final.
Well, absolutely not. A lot of them are Ulster-based guys. You know, you family from Kildress and Tyrone, you know what they're like. I mean, you've just played basically a Fermanagh team, but it's going to be a mixture from all over the north. And Liverpool, you know, they've won this in the past, and they're a very, very strong unit, and they're going to give you everything.
Yeah, we know it's going to be very tough. If following football myself, you know, right now Ulster's on top of everything. They're league doing well. Ulster teams, All Ireland Club Championships was all Ulster teams. The Sigerson was an Ulster team, so we know they play a lot of hard football, very smart football. It'll be a huge challenge for us now in the final. I'd say they'll be well ready for us, so we got to get ready.
Just finally, who would be your player of the match from today?
That's hard to pick now. You have to give me some time to think.
Well, okay, well, I'll tell you. I mean, there's the team. I mean, I was thinking Finton Corbett had a good game, and I think you have to give it to someone in defence at least.
Yeah, 100% to be one of the backs. The backs really stepped up, and I'd say, yeah, I'd give it to Finton. He was there to break a lot of ball. Another honourable mention, I'd say Aaron Trainer had a brilliant game too.
Well, he's just here. I was just about to say, go and get him there for me. We'll need a word of him because he's one of the youngest kids, yeah?
Yeah, one of the youngest players, but he's much more mature than he looks. He's very ready for this.
Well, we'll find out. Bring him over. Aaron Trainer from New York Celtics. And we're going to get a word from him. I see the Stars and Stripes here as well. Come on, Aaron, come on. Oh, he's all nervous. He's all Aaron. Aaron, don't worry about it. Come on here, mate. What age are you?
18.
When are you 19?
Next October.
All right, so are you the youngest?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. So what's it like for you to come over here and play in Ireland?
It's nice, really nice. You know, it's been a few years since we've had this chance, some of us, because of COVID. So it's nice to get back and play over here.
So what's your background and your family? Where are they all from?
Well, my mom's from Donegal, and then my dad was born in New York, and my grandfather's from Armagh, my grandma from Cork.
That's quite a mixture.
Yeah, big one.
So you were playing, did you play CYC on the way
Yeah,
up? And
all
then
the
did you
way
play
up.
Fela as well?
Yeah, both, all the way up.
And what's it like for you then to break into this team and come here?
It's great. It's just something about putting on that New York jersey that it's very special.
And it's not just a jersey, it's a new jersey. I mean, that's not the colours or the shape you had before. It's a lovely new jersey.
Changes every year. Yeah, it's a nice jersey though.
And the defence played fantastic all over. I mean, you tackle, like your life depended on it, but you tackle in groups. I mean, you was working that?
Yeah, a lot of double teaming and training and just hunt them down.
Tell me this, who would you think was the player of the match there today? And we're going to narrow it down. I'd say it has to be somebody in your defence.
Colm Shelby, he played amazing in my Colm or Finton, one of those two.
Yeah, Finton was player of the match in the final last year as well. Where were you last year? Were you here or do you watch it online?
I watched it online last year, yeah.
So can you believe we're watching the final last year and now you're going to be playing in it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Something else. It feels good though.
Well, I can tell you now your final tomorrow is going to be against Liverpool. So it's going to be an international final, America against England, if you like.
It'll be a good one, hopefully.
Do you want to finally give a shout out to your folks at home then? We're on the camera up here. Who have you got watching or what's the crack?
I think they're all watching, so I'll wave to all of them. There's too many of them to start listening.
Bit early out in New York there, but
early.
they'll not mind. But the game tomorrow is earlier again. But hopefully we'll do a live stream on that as well. But well done and on today's victory, So Aaron, well done. That's Aaron Trainer. Thank you. I think that's enough, isn't it? We've spoken to a lot of the New Yorkers. They're all having the crack here. Well, there's Marty actually, who was involved last year. Come on, Marty. One last word from Marty here. Marty, you done it again, boy.
Yes, we
you
did.
did it again.
Yes,
back to back, New York. You're not a flash in the pan now.
No, we're a team to be reckoned with for sure. There's no question about that. But it was all hard effort, going down and getting the ball. That's what we talked about after playing the Kerry development team the other day. Go down and get the ball. Don't worry. If they're going to hit you, we're going to get the free. And you saw it happen so many times. But there's no, like I said to everyone, there's no such thing as a 50-50 ball. It's your ball 100%. No one's going after you. You're going right after, and that's it. But it was a really good win. The lads picked it up, and we're very happy. We're very happy.
So it's the style of the performance, the way they won it, the way they fought on a dirty, tough, heavy pitch here, and they showed character.
No question the character was out there. We showed character last year when we came back when we were up by about 7 points, and then we were down by a point with a couple minutes to go. That was true character. But this is a hard-working team. It was a lunch pail team, without a doubt, today. They came to work today for sure. But like I said, we're very happy with our result. We really are.
How important is it for the New York GAA development at this level to come back and build on last year and to get back to the final again?
So that's all we talked about during training when we started in November. Let's get this back to back. Then they'll know we're on the map then. There's no question we're on the map. And you got to see the kids coming up. We have 5 or 6 kids on the bench that could start for most teams. They're incredible. The youth in New York is just incredible and just getting better and better. You see the style of play out there, and some of these guys have so much talent. But today, it wasn't so much the talent, it was the hard work that won this game today. No question about it. So we're a very happy bunch right now. And
from the heart.
From the heart, and we're coming back tomorrow, and we're going to give it 110% for sure.
Would you like to know who you're playing in the final tomorrow?
As far as I know, it's John Moores. They won. And I scouted them last year in the semifinal. They had a really good club, and we thought they were going to win. And then Thurles came back and beat them at the end of the game. And I think they're going to be tough. They had one ginger-haired guy last year. Whoa, what a player he was. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow. They're a really tough team. And they play like us, hard-working team, And they're going to put the body on you, and that's what we're all about, putting the body on someone.
Are you normally as husky as this, or have you lost the voice a wee bit?
No, I'm always like this. I worked on Wall Street for 28 years, so I've been yelling, screaming, and spitting on people my whole life. So that's how it goes.
So that's where you learned it, and you passed that on to these boys.
That's it, man. You play Gaelic football in any arena, whether it's down at work or playing baseball or basketball, it always comes back to Gaelic football the way you play. It's the only way you got to play.
You've won now in the Kingdom, and the Cliffords yesterday, and Fossa,
right.
and the home of Kerry. I mean, you've come here and you've won here.
That really helped the boys yesterday when the Cliffords coming, because they heard about our game the night before against the Kerry development team. And they said, guys, it's one game, it's over with. The main game is coming in front of you, and that's what you got to be ready for. And they really, Porty had a great speech to the lads, and so did David, obviously. But it was great seeing them, and they really got the boys up for sure. But we have a lot of things going for us right now, and we're really looking forward to tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Well done again, Marty. I'm loving the crowd here and the way they're mingling. That's what it's all about. So yeah, the New York crowd is here, the supporters, the players, the families, and they've done it again. They're in the final again. The Electric Ireland Corn McLean final is going to be between New York and Liverpool John Moores. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage today of the semi-final. For now, from Cairns O'Rahilly's, it's goodbye.